Is still on the loose in Fochville, about 60 kilometers west of Johannesburg. Police and wildlife experts continue to hunt for a young male lion. It escaped around 6 weeks ago. Let's update you on the story. Drew Abramson is with us from the organization Captured in Africa. Drew, good afternoon to you and welcome. So as far as the hunt is concerned, what do we know so far? How close are you?
Hi, Jeremy. Thanks for calling. We're just busy prepping at the moment to drive through to Fochville at about 5 o'clock tonight to go and do the call-up to see if he shows his face to be able to relocate him.
What do we know of the animal, and do we know where it's from?
We don't know too much about him, just that it's a young male. We don't have the faintest clue where he's from, as there's no sort of big five reserves, any sanctuaries or breeding farms anywhere in that area. It's predominantly livestock farming and various communities and things like that. So we're not quite sure. Presuming that he's possibly privately owned, there are people throughout the country, especially Gauteng, it's very difficult to get permits for big cats. Rightly so.
So it's not impossible to suggest that he might have been privately and illegally owned and just decided to move on.
That's exactly what we think has possibly happened here, is that because the people could not have had a permit, if they report him as missing, they will get quite a hefty fine from Nature Conservation. So we could case if he's gotten out and they can't report anything because they don't have that permit. So it would be illegal, yeah.
Obviously a very smart and wily young lion, because he's been on the loose for 6 weeks.
Exactly.
How difficult is it to capture an animal like this?
It's not very easy because lions get out of their sort of natural environment. Their behavior changes slightly because they know that they are not where they're supposed to be. They become they don't really rule. So pinpointing a location becomes a little bit difficult. You kind of have to rely on any kills made or various sort of tracks or anything like that. That's why this call-up is quite vital, because we've got a sort of a confirmed sighting. He showed his face. He was walking down a road last night at about 11, 12 o'clock. Footage of him walking past the gate. And because of all of that, the sort of call-up is probably a good time to do.
I'm assuming, Drew Abramson, that this animal would be under a fair degree of stress.
I think a fair amount. Look, he's running around, especially if he's captive. He's fairly used to, and he's grown up with people. He's used to people, so the fact that he doesn't have those people around him anymore would cause him a bit of stress. You know, being away from his familiar sort of home, for lack of a better word, life, it would be a little bit stressful for him. So that could also very well be a reason why he's simply on the run and not wanting to sort of be around people too much or to be seen.
On the off chance that someone comes face to face with this lion, what's the plan? What do you do?
Well, that's a difficult one. Hopefully that won't happen. He hasn't been spotted during the day at all. So it's pretty much late evening. I mean, I think it was about 8:30 at night when he was seen walking past the gate of the one farmer that we're working fairly close. And should we go back road? I'd rather go this way. That's past foreign. Sorry, I'm just busy.
Not at all, Drew. I understand that the line is your priority and not our interview. So keep getting the directions. We certainly don't mind. You were talking about should someone on the off chance come face to face. What do you do?
I think it's the case at the moment. Nobody should come face to face with him on foot, because everybody has been working with us, and they so for him sort of being darted and relocated and being kept as safe as possible. So nobody's doing anything stupid and walking around or riding bicycles or any of that So they're indoors. As soon as the sun starts going down, children are being kept inside, pets are being kept inside. So luckily there hasn't been anything sort of putting people and pets in danger.
Well, talking about that, how would the animal have been feeding itself?
Well, you know, although he's more than likely captive lion, they never lose that instinct to hunt. It doesn't matter if he's been fed his entire life, that instinct is still there. They're very adept at hunting, even though they are sort of fed by people. And you also don't really know the situation. He could have been fed in a way that he doesn't really relate food to people. He could have been sort of fed in a separate area to an enclosure, and food just left there instead of being fed by hand by people or off a vehicle or anything like that. It's difficult because you don't really know the circumstance that he's come from. But there's so many variables that you've, I suppose, got to take everything into account with regards to safety and keeping people safe and pets safe. And, you know, SAPS, Fochville have been absolutely amazing. It's so have the farmers, actually, in the entire area. They've done nothing but support and help. You know, the cluster commander, Lieutenant Swart, he's offered air support, any support that we've needed. We've had these guys backing us 100%, and it's so refreshing because most of the time what happens in the country is that sort of farmers' immediate reaction is to call out the hunters or apply for a problem animal permit to get the animal destroyed. So to have all these nature conservation officials, community disaster management, SAPS, all these various organizations and government departments actually standing by us and helping us it's amazing. It's been awesome.
Drew, you need to be very quick. Just a final question. Time is against us. Once the animal is captured, what is the relocation plan?
Once he's captured, yeah, he'll be checked by the vet that we have got with us. He will then be placed in a crate, and we've been dealing with Pretoria Zoo. All the vets at Pretoria Zoo are on standby to receive him at whatever time we sort of leave Fochville. It'll be about an hour and a half drive. They will check him, give him a full medical once at the facility, and he will stay there on a temporary basis. Obviously, being the zoo, they have got their lions and other big cats, so they're pretty stocked up. So it'll be a temporary holding enclosure that he'll go into. We are in the process of dealing with a highly ethical international big cat organization who have a sanctuary in the country. So he will more than likely go from the zoo to that facility in the coming weeks.
Let's hope it has a happy ending. And I sense, Drew Abramson, you're in for a long night from the organization Capture.